Are you new to real estate, struggling in real estate, maybe a wholesaler, cash buyer, and you're looking for better ways to close more deals? You're in the right place. Each week, I pick a random house off the internet, I analyze it for a cash deal and a creative deal. When I started this podcast, my goal was simple. It was to help beginners and struggling investors close their first deal or their next deal, all while using low to no cost tools to analyze properties and craft strong offers. Welcome to the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy, second generation realtor and investor with 19 years in the business. This is the weekly deal analysis. Let's get into the show. Before we dive into this week's episode, the algorithm told me that you haven't liked this video already. So if you would, hit that like button and share this with somebody who might get some value out of it as well. This week's episode, we are taking a look at 726 Wyoming Street in Gooding, Idaho, 83330. They're asking 265,000 and they had a price drop of $10,000. This is a three-bedroom, three-bath home, just shy of 1,500 square feet. Let's take a look through these pictures and see what it looks like. Looks like they got a nice little trash pile here, but good driveway space, decent yard. Got some, this is the front yard here. Interior. Plastic covering on the dining table. Looks like they used the same flooring as the backsplash. I've never seen that before. What do you think about that? Big kitchen. Big plate's definitely seen some wear and tear. Looks like we got a bedroom here, bathroom, another bedroom. Big windows. Looks like there's a lot of natural light. How much rust is back there? And that doesn't look good. But everything else does. I think it's just whatever board that's attached to. I don't like what either had some overspray or just a bad pour, didn't protect everything enough. Roof overall looks in good shape. And we got some stuff over here. Big yard. Shed. Looks like it's fenced all the way around. Yeah, we've seen everything we can see in here. Overall, I think it's in pretty good shape. See what they're saying. Oh my goodness. 736 days on the market. What is going on here? Three bedroom, three bath. What is the agent telling us here? It ain't telling us anything. You know what age this is? This is only a one story, so there is no basement. Built in 2017, so it's newer, just on a slab. What are they telling us here? Average listing price 151 to almost 900. That's a wide range. Just in Gooding, 16 homes for sale. Average home value 353. Median age 36. Average income 40% renters. You can use their calculator to break down a payment. See what our experts are saying. 262, 255, 270. I mean, they're right in line with what everybody's saying, but I mean, that's almost 2 years on the market. What is going on out there? Gooding, Idaho. Property taxes are dirt cheap. They listed in, yeah, 2 years ago, June 24. 275, a 50% raise from what they bought it for. Wow. And made two price drops. They just bought this in 22. Let's see what this one. So we got a sold comp here. Let's see what 270 looks like. 3 bedroom, 3 bath, about 500 square feet more. No interior pictures. So that's not going to tell us anything. Built in '08. No heating, no cooling, and it's still sold for that? Goodness. Mm, It's telling us anything here? No, not really telling us anything here. Trying to see if it's one level or two. All right, we're just going to go on the limb and say it's only one level because we got crawl space here. So, all right. And it would be great if we could, see what the inside of that one looked like, but we can't. What else is in the area? Looks like 14. We'll see if the Invest Nest has more details on that. Similar homes, we have a 215 for a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 3-2. Oh, that's a lot different. 225 for a 3-1. Man, these numbers are all over the place. What I was looking for there was trying to figure out my ARV, or after repair value. What something's worth when it's completely cleaned up. This property looks pretty good, and we have a comp at 270 from just a few months ago that's seemingly about the same layout, but it did have 500 square foot more. So based off of that, I'm going to say our ARV, or after repair value, is going to be 250. I'm going to write that down. Got it pulled up here on the InvestNest. Awesome site. They're estimating the value at 262, estimated mortgage balance of 125, payment of 804. Lots of great information, but they're not telling us what they think it rents for. If you want to contact the owner directly with skip tracing, they do include that in the price. Down in the show notes, I will have a link for 1 week for free and 50% off of your first month if you want to try it. Let's break this thing down. We're just going to call it the property address. So our purchase price, as we said previously, our ARV, or after repair value, is going to be 250. I'm going to offer 70% of that. And overall, the condition looks good, so I'm not going to take anything off for repairs. 250 times 70% gives us an offer price of 175. We're going to offer to pay both sides of closing, which would be about 4%. Our lender is going to charge us 2 points, and that's really just how they get paid. We said we're not going to do any improvements, so we'll leave that part alone. 25% down payment, and I want a 30-year term on that sucker. And our rate, it's about 7%. We'll leave that there. All right, so now we need to figure out what our potential rents are going to be. For that, I'm going to check HUD first. They're saying that they will pay up to $14.27 for a 3 bedroom home. Typically, I use Rentometer, but I wasn't able to get in today. I don't pay for it. It's like $8 a month. It's an awesome site. You should really try it out. So what I did, ran it through some AI. For this one, I used Gemini, and it's telling me an average rent price for that is $12.50, but next run down, $14.80. And I did click on this site. Pretty good site. So here's everything that they're saying in Gooding for a 3 bedroom for rent. They're saying an average rent price is $21.58. I think that's going to be high. So we're going to use this number and this number, and we're going to kind of split the middle and just go with 1,800 for our rent price. Taxes look the same. Insurance, I like to factor in $1,500 a year or $125 a month. Our property manager is going to cost us 10%, and utilities are going to be paid for by the tenant, and there is no HOA. Reserve fund, I call it my war chest. That's 5% off the top for repairs and maintenance, another 5 for vacancy, and another 5 for CapEx. So 15% off the top every single month is going into that separate war chest fund because this is real estate. It's not a matter of if something's going to go wrong, it's when. We will plan on a 2% appreciation rate. We want to increase our rents 2.5% per year. We're planning to hold this for 10 years, and we are real estate investors. We don't pay full commission. All right, let's see what this thing looks like. You were looking to see if it cash flowed. I know. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button and share this with somebody that will also get some value. Now let's see if it cash flowed. Boom. This is a great cash flowing deal. 268.77 net cash flow. So our cap rate, which is more of a multifamily thing, but this 7.85 is a really good number. Most people look for about a 6 to an 8 cap. And what cap rate is capitalization rate, which is your NOI, net operating income, divided by the sale price. DSCR, debt service coverage ratio. This is an investor loan. They look for a bare minimum of a 1.0. Most of them look for like a 1.2. This one worked really well. Cash on cash return is 6. Not super great, but still a good return. And your return on investment is over 15%. So it's a pretty good deal. If you follow the 1% rule, it does work. And another thing I love about the Invest Nest, it breaks down all the numbers and shows you where everything goes. So our war chest, 270 each month, property taxes, management fee, insurance, all that fun stuff. Another great thing that I love about this site is it breaks all of these numbers down and shows you where all your returns come from. So for a little over 3 years, so just call it 4 years. That's all it's going to take to recoup all of that down payment that we put into the property. So for me, that's a really good deal. If I can have all of my money out in 3 or 4 years, and now I'm using nothing but bank's money, it's a good deal. Now we're going to do my favorite part and analyze the creative side. This is my creative calculator. You can get it off my website, christhompsonteam.com. There'll also be a link in the show notes. So we said our ARV, or after repair value, is 250, we think. On a purchase price on a creative deal, we're going to get a lot closer to that because essentially we're just asking the seller to be our bank. So let's see what 225 looks like. And we'll give them a sweet 3% interest rate. Now we need to figure out our PITI, or principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, our mortgage payment. For that, I'm going to use bank rate. They just changed their site up a little bit, so I had to go through and mess with everything here. 225, 5% down, 3% interest rate, property taxes are 80, homeowners insurance are the 125, which gives us a total payment of 1106. See what we got there, 1106, and we're using that same 1,800 for our 100 for our rent number. Boom, another great deal. $244 net cash flow. That's 270 to the war chest, 180 to the management, and 244 into our pocket. And we're pushing about 5 years on this, but again, we didn't have to go through a regular bank. I'm okay with that. All right, our cash to the seller is our down payment, which is 11,250. And agent commission, this agent ain't doing anything. See if we can offer him $250 to go away. Assignment fee, we're not working with a wholesaler, so we don't have to figure that in. Closing cost, we're going to do that same 4% that we did on the cash deal. Renos, we said we're not doing any. 2 months of holding is just 2 months of this mortgage payment here. And a good TC, or transaction coordinator, will cost you about $1,500. So all in, 25 grand out of pocket, and your ROI with no rent increases is about 8.5 years. Still a pretty good deal. What are your thoughts on 726 Wyoming Street in Gooding, Idaho? Pretty good cash deal, pretty good creative deal. Which one would you choose? That's going to do it here for us on this episode of the Weekly Deal Analysis in the Corner Barn. I am Chris Thompson, that bearded guy, the creative guy. We'll catch you next week.